Hey, good morning, and I hope you guys are doing amazing. So, we're back with a writing on our sci fi we're doing. So far, it is going awesome. Knocking out a bunch. We'll be finishing up chapter 10, probably starting on kind of getting a rough idea of what we're going to do with chapter 11. Um, Real quick, I'm going to get chat up, and then we'll begin. Also, I'll update you. The two little kids' books I wrote real quick the other week or so, they did finally get approved. They went on sale, and I already do actually have sales coming in from all three of the books, actually. And so that's always a good bonus there, right? Have a little bit of, hey, well, it's just a bonus, and I would consider that an awesome bonus. I did check. We got to learn that hey, the Barnes and Noble system works out pretty good. It lets me know the cells about 2 days behind, and so I honestly don't know how many cells we have at this point. I know the very first day it went on sale, we had about well 6 units and stuff like that sold, and so two of each of them immediately sold, and that's with them going up for sale in the later part of the day. And so I'm happy about that. We'll find out how well that holds as a trend. Right now, let's get going on the sci-fi book we're writing. Um, we're all the way down on chapter 10 down here. Obviously, I need to put some more dialogue in here because Akio hasn't let him know the whole of the plan. Plus, we're going to continue towards the prison hook. I did think, do we want to have this up in here, where we actually do the weapons test and destroy the elven ships? I literally, though, decided that it's probably best that we actually have it um, down in this zone, just to be honest. And so let's get this going real quick. Let me review where we're at exactly. I do hope you guys are having a great day. As you guys know, when we left off, Trag um, is dead. Let's think. The I'm trying to remember what else happened, and my coffee is not sitting by me. I'm gonna grab my coffee in a second too. Let's see who. I can't remember names this morning. It is 5 a.m., so I'm kind of trying to pull my crap together. Blake is unconscious in the regeneration chamber. His life, of course, was saved by Sarah, which we established has healing powers, and on top of that, the medical intervention that was given to him. And so, real quick, I'm going to grab my coffee that I left over on the counter because that was a big mistake. I'm going to need coffee for waking up and actually doing this morning. I hope you guys are just doing awesome on your own, though. And so, let's get this going. I did not intend. Okay, so this is where Akio is letting them know he didn't intend for his friends to be hurt. I did not intend on your friends being hurt. I needed Daniel and Ethan to come with us because I needed them to feed information to the Aluminari. The Aluminari, by the way, are our elven group that is aligned with the Horrors because they're aligned with the Horrors. Um, Information I controlled, which they did. I don't know if we need the which we they did in there because we all know, and anybody that's read this far is gonna know that they did do that. Your friends getting hurt was not part of the plan. Akio explained. Akio's explanation, sorry, did not calm my anger at the situation. It was not enough to explain why, especially with people dead and Blake unconscious in a regeneration chamber. Okay, so let's think of how we're gonna do this. You know what? Oh, let's get rid of that. We need this to be in normal writing. Okay, let's think of how we're gonna do this. Comma. Trying to think of how to say this to where it makes sense, because you know the guy's gonna get pissed off. Trag's dead. Trag was his buddy and his hookup. Mm, I have not been in this situation where I've been played like this, but so I don't have a lot of context to how angry somebody would be, but I assume pretty angry. Like I feel I would punch him in the face, but I'm not gonna have that happen because okay, I think that might be. As anger took over and I noticed my hand was tightly clenched in a fist. Okay, I gotta remember the Alamaniry, blah blah. I don't want to misspell our Alamaniry group, you know what I mean? Okay, Akio seemed. Akio seemed to notice that's a comma right there, you guys. As he stepped back from me, his voice now less calm. Sam, the Alamanari are gaining power, and it's known they plan to launch attacks against not only the corporations, but against almost the whole of mankind, at least the ones that are not loyal to them. Okay, keep going. I think we're looking at this bait. Sorry. Okay. Mm, trying to think of how far we go here. Like, with him being hostile. Obviously, Maya's in the room and she can just put him down like that. You know what I mean? I haven't decided if we're going to identify that Akio is actually dangerous also. Dun, dun, dun. Let's reread through this, make sure it makes sense. Sam, the Aluminari are gaining power, and it is known they plan to launch attacks against not only the corporations, but against almost the whole of mankind. At least the ones not loyal to them. We needed to provide bait. Without thinking, enraged by the idea my friends could die, trying to think of how to do this. Tracks death, and the idea. Let's just leave it as my friends could die in some game as bait. I swung at Akio. Let's lunge forward. Swinging. Yeah, bump. Okay. Swung at Akio. Let's go. His tap on my shoulder. But I felt his tap on my shoulder. Okay, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Maya raised her hand as if to ready casting a spell at me, but seeing I was no real threat, did nothing. Trying to decide if I want to say it that way. Gonna be honest with you guys, I'm not really sure. I mean, that luckily this is a rough draft, so Sam, calm down. Okay, Sam, calm down. Look, we needed to provide a reason for the elves to make a move. I feel that. Think we can get rid of that. Honestly, I really think that I would like that a little bit better. Hey, how you doing today, Vital Duck? I hope you're having a great one, man. Yeah, we're right this morning. It's doing pretty good, honestly, kicking butt. So, um, Akio's breaking down his plan right now. Okay, so I think we'll back run this stuff in here. Oh, I forgot I have separated out our planetary details. Let's get to the corporate officer real quick. Dun, 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 dun. I'm going to tell you when we get past the rough draft on this and actually get to, hey, let's revise this baby up a little bit. I think it's going to be a much better book. It's pretty okay already. I mean, minus like, let's be honest about it, has tons of stuff I'd like to. Oh, what about? Boom. Okay. And this would be R like this anyway. I don't know why it's always trying to get me to cut words. I don't always want to cut a word. So what about Amelia Kern, your corporate officer, getting going to going to free from the prison hug? I'm gonna leave that like that. I think I'll probably change that later. I think I need to turn to. And I agree, this is feeling confused. Okay, I turn to face Akio again, feeling confused. So what about getting Amelia Kern? How is it not going to connect that? Your corporate officer. Phil, we need that in there. We were going to get from the, okay, your corporate officer, Amelia Kern. I really don't like how this reads right here. Guys, I'm going to be honest. We were going to free from the prison hook. Okay. Okay, let's read this again. So what about getting Amelia Kern, your corporate officer we were rescuing from the prison hook? Was that all just made up to trick us into playing our parts as fools? Okay, I like that. That's good. Okay, let's think of what we're gonna say. This is some more blah blah blah. Hmm. trying to think of how to say this. Akio took a deep breath as if to consider telling me more or not. Sam, we're going to get Amelia if everything goes right. Blah, blah, blah. She is the one thing we knew would force the elves to act. They fear her. We need to have something threatening enough that they would act without hesitation, so we could get them to fall into a trap. Elves are very cautious and hard to bait. I'm going to just leave that as hard to bait. Harder to bait than one would like. I don't even think that we need that. Just go like that. Boom. Okay. Elves are very cautious and hard to bait, but they will not take a risk. Okay, so we've established Amelia scares the crap out of the elves, right? I feel that that's a good establishment. How much more of the plan is she gonna go in? Let's just let's just knock it out, right? Since we're all on this chapter seems to be all about the plan. You know, I'm not sure. I might back do this. Let's think of, are we gonna back feed some? I gotta get my little notebook that's not right here, right? Oh yeah, it is. I'm trying to think of how much we're gonna put back in the back. Hold on. Back adding powers, back adding more detail about the AI. I feel I need to. I'm gonna write down that we need to backfill some more information about Amelia. Obviously, I'm gonna have to give him the AI at some point, access to it, the internal one. You know what I'm saying? So that he can learn. Okay. Phil, we need more in here. I'm going to make sure I still have voice because that's a good idea. Yep, we do. Okay, I learned very. Okay, boom, boom. Okay, boom, boom. Glad it caught that. Boom, boom. Okay. I'll read back over this. I knew she had been a scientist, but the AI seemed to have blocked out any real information on exactly what she worked on. I also knew from stories from before the Great War that elven warships were not something to take lightly. They were huge. You know what? Let's use the word massive. Let's not even use. With outer hulls several meters thick, and we'll use consisting of hardened alloys. Hardened composite alloys. And we can get rid of had. Hey, good morning. Enter original name here. Or enter original username here. I hope you're having a great day also. Shields that very few weapons had penetrated. Okay, the idea that a cargo ship was going to do anything but be a okay, do anything, comma, but be a target was beyond me. Needing to understand more, I asked. Boom. Okay. Akio, you say you're laying a trap, but how is a cargo ship going to do anything against an elven warship? Okay, see how we're flowing through this thing? So this is where we get the rest of the plan. You know what? You could just start writing right now. So I'm not young, you guys. I didn't write stuff before. This is the first year I'm like, hey, you know what? I think I'm gonna write some stuff. I've wrote stuff before, so that was a pip kind of. So I've wrote stuff before, but mostly academic papers. So like this year, all of a sudden I decide, hey, I'm gonna bust out a bunch of stuff, and boom. And in all honesty, I don't know that my process is a good process or not. I watched a whole bunch of stuff from Brandon Sanders on his process, and then I watched some other people, and I tried to be like, oh, okay, well, this is how I think I'm going to do it. But in all honesty, if you just start writing some stuff, you always get the opportunity to go back and fix it later on, right? And make it better and better. And so, if you want to start writing, start writing. Honestly, it didn't pan out. That's why, you know what? I'm going to just tell you guys my greatest superpower is the circle back. I literally do all kinds of stuff that doesn't exactly work the way I want it to. And sometimes it's a complete, absolute disaster. But here's the deal, I'm okay with eating the disaster, and then I'll grow, and then I'll circle back to it, and the circle back, coming at it again and again and again, is you know what I mean? It just happens. If you just keep coming back at something, you become inedible. I said that horribly. Inedible. Ugh. I can't say it actually. Somehow I can't pronounce that word. But basically, long term, you will become a guarantee that will one day happen, or you'll keep throwing stones at the wall until like the end of your life, in which, but the wall normally will break down. I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. That's what I'm saying. No, no, but the thing is, I get you staring at the blank page. So don't do that. What you do, and this is what really saved me, because I've actually tried to mess around before too, and ended up where I was like, WTF? How do I move forward from this? So then I watched that Brandon Sanders stuff, you guys. I'm gonna hook you guys up with his thing real quick, because I think I put all these up here. So Brandon Sanderson, this dude right here, this guy writes books like crazy. So one of the things that I think was a big help is I watched his lectures that he does for his college course, because he teaches a college course on writing. I'll link all of these actually real quick. Quinn's Ideas is also a great resource. Um, and here's what ended up happening. I found out that he often doesn't actually know where to go next, right? Or doesn't know how to say what he's about to say, but he knows the general idea of what he wants. So what he does is he never stops. What he does is if he gets to a point and he's like, I don't know where to go from there, he just writes transition to the next thing, and then he goes to the next thing and starts writing again. Because in his process of writing, he's going to develop the story more and more. And when he goes back through, then it's going to be apparent where he was going to go with that. Like he'll even just write down the general concept that goes there. Like right here, I would have a big space battle, but he doesn't know the big space battle, so he just writes a placeholder of the idea of what he had that should go there and moves forward. Yeah, yeah, he does. He doesn't give a crap about it. He just moves forward, puts placeholders, and circles back. And he says he does 6 different revisions. So, like, his second revision or something like that's just for a specific detail that he really wants to accentuate in it. So he'll pick some detail, and then as he goes through the revision process in one of the revisions, it's just to actually solidify a specific thing in the story that he might not think was well enough like concentrated on. But no crap, that dude, he pumps out so many books because he doesn't stop. He doesn't care if he doesn't know how to say it. He doesn't care if he doesn't have the full idea. He just literally will write placeholder idea and move forward. And in all honesty, if I would have even had that idea when I was younger, I probably would have wrote a bunch of stuff. But every time I went to write stuff when I was younger, I'd get to a spot where I didn't know where to go from there, and I thought I had to just I thought you couldn't move forward if you didn't fill out that spot. So wherever I'd get stuck, I was just stuck. And then I like listened to his lectures and I'm like, no crap. You can just be like, oh, okay, I don't know where to go here. And write, I don't know where to go here. Here's my idea. And then jump right to the next thing and finish the story and then circle back and hope it's more clear. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah, he's genius. Honestly, his lecture, if you're wanting to listen to a super good lecture series, he has a huge lecture series on it. Like here, I'll click it and I'll show you guys what this is because I actually think that this is a profound thing. I don't even think it's a mess around thing. Um, Boom, boom. And I'll show you what I'm talking about. So he has all these lectures, but see how there's this series part? So you click his playlist, and then one of his playlists is his class. This one right here. In 2020, he did a creative writing lecture.
We want to make sure.
But see this? He has lectures on doing the introduction, the plot, viewpoints inside of it, world building, short stories. This is a special guest lecture that helped him on doing the covered his short stories. This lady writes tons of short stories. She's brilliant too. But basically, I listened through every one of these except the how to get published part because I wasn't worried about that at this point. But as you can tell, this guy has his whole college course. Boom, right there. Like you don't even have to be like, "Oh, I wish I knew where to go with this." Because you could literally listen to this whole college course. It's less than 15 hours. It took me days to get through, by the way, because I couldn't listen to the whole thing in a single day. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, straight up. Um, let's get back to this, and I'm gonna knock this the rest of the way out. And but oh, I forgot I had copy pasted that. And then we'll free Brandon Sanders. That's not exactly what we'll do. Oh, it's not a distraction. None of you guys are look, nothing you guys are gonna ask or anything is gonna be a distraction. If I thought it was a real distraction, I would have just been like, yeah, and not went into it. Like honestly, I feel that I got very blessed and lucky to come across his little writing thing. Um, I only came across it because some other YouTuber uh, recommended one of his books, in which I started listening to one of his books, and all of a sudden it went and it suggested, it's like, hey, have you listened to his writing class? And I was like, oh, no, I didn't know he had a writing class. And so then I listened to it, and it just so happened to be like, holy crap, how could you ask for better? Like it's happenstance. You know what I'm saying? And so if the happenstance of my luck helps you out in any way, I'd rather that happen. I'm you guys are never going to be a distraction, just so you guys know. Like I am more than blessed in life. And any amount of it that I can share with you guys to make you guys' lives better is a further blessing on my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm good with whatever. You guys don't have to worry about asking distracting questions. It's not even a real thing. Okay. I feel we've got that. Oh yeah, it was super good. Yeah, you can 100% knock it out now. It's not even going to, like, the worst thing that you'll do is you'll still be at the point of you're still not a writer. The other hand on it is you could knock it out and all of a sudden you have a book. And then maybe me and you bump into each other at a writer conference and we get a visit about our next book. I'll buy the margaritas. Boom. I can only buy about one margarita for me because I'm a lightweight, but but outside of that, margaritas. Cold beer sounds good. I like lagers and porters. I'll drink a cold beer. I'm still a lightweight on cold beer, but I'd drink one. But yeah, so like I don't know if you guys have ever had a chocolate porter. They're freaking delicious. They're kind of naughty, honestly. You can't drink a bunch of them. They're one of those. Well, some people probably could. I think no. I feel he would say something here. You have more types of beers. Where do you live that has all these beers? We have a lot of different beers over here in Colorado, but not probably as much as you if you live in Europe. I feel Europe really knows how to beer. Belgium. Oh, okay. Dang. Okay, you probably have super good beer in Belgium. I'm I'm gonna be honest. We probably don't have the same level of holy crap beer over here. I wish we did. Belgium, Belgium's supposed to be a really pretty place. I've never been there. Like, just to be honest, I think it would be neat to go to Belgium though. If I ever I'm selling enough books that I have an international vacation, I think I'm gonna have to go visit everybody in the world. Well, not everybody in the world. There's a lot of countries I probably wouldn't go to, but Belgium's definitely on the list of I would. That and Iceland, I would like to go there. I mean, I want to go everywhere pretty much. If everybody was just more peaceful. Just that's my biggest can't go there, can't go there. There's a lot of gorgeous places in this world though. Okay. Oh, so then you guys would be a good place. Actually, I'm not really sure this is the best. Okay, so we've got that. It does look like I didn't quite uh get to chapter 11 because we're 5 minutes over 6 and I'm gonna go get ready for the day and stuff. Oh, you know what? Everything touristy is expensive. I just went down to Durango, which was gorgeous. It's super touristy, super gorgeous. So here's the crappy thing about. So I live in a town that in the main town has only 60,000 or so people, and then in like the surrounding areas there's like 20,000 people and 20,000 people in like they're connected. It's a, you know what I mean? So there's at least 100 and some thousand some people. So I went to a tourist town that only has 20,000 people. So their main street was so much better. Like, had more food, had more options to like go shopping. Like, I was walking on their main street at night. Their main street was bustling with life. Tons of people, tons of stuff going on. It was just freaking amazing. And then I thought, why? How is it that I live in a town that has so many more people and so much less happening, so much less food options, so much less culture, so much less in everything. Like, and honestly, it's sad. And so I get touristy places are super expensive, but sometimes, honestly, it's just so worth going to them. Like, just so worth it. But yeah, I had a super good time anyway. Let's look over this real quick. Akio, I'm glad you let me know. I think we're good right there. I'm gonna probably need a transition in here, honestly. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do. This is probably gonna go in here. So here's what chapter 11 is gonna have in it. They continue towards the location of the Space Hulk. They take out the Elven warship during the weapons test. I think I'm gonna turn that into a whole chapter right there. And then we're going to go get rid of this because that's not going to be in there. So we have it now organized. You see how this is going to happen? Somebody's going to, now obviously dying is going to start happening, you guys. And then chapter 13, that's abandoned and betrayed. Somebody else dies. Oh, that'd be really neat to actually visit. I love going to old historic sites. I think they're freaking awesome. I also want to go to Switzerland one day too. I don't even I don't even know why, but Switzerland seems like something that would be fun to go to. Okay, so we know what we're doing in number 11, so we'll write number 11 next time on Friday. And so we're almost done with Act 1, which isn't even Act 1. I just used this Act 1, Act 2, Act 3 stuff because I noticed other authors do. I don't actually plan on keeping Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. And so really they're just kind of like spacers of I knew that Act 1 was going to be leading up to the prison hulk. Act two is going to be whatever goes on with him getting his stuff together finally, actually, and gaining control of his powers. And then Act three is going to be like the full bore unleashed, the dude's unleashed. You know what I'm saying? That's basically where I am on that. Real quick, I am going to find somebody to raid. If there is somebody writing, I'm going to raid them. That just honestly hasn't been a thing at all. Yeah, see, no, there's nobody. But if there would have been, I would have raided them. Okay, let me see what everybody's doing here. Does anybody prefer who we raid? I don't know who most of these people are. There's a bunch of new people. Let's see what's going on here, guys. I'm gonna just check this out. This dude looks like he's actually, hunting stuff. I'm gonna raid this dude. That's my plan. I don't know him personally. Legolas, ex-Swede. Probably a nice guy. I hope he's a nice guy. I hope so. Or chick. Either one, it doesn't matter. Thank you guys very much for hanging out. You guys are all amazing. Peace, very best wishes, and you guys have a great day.